Welcome to our NCR Silver Tech Tip. Today we're going to explore your iPad settings, as you may need to know these when calling into customer care or when interacting with your concierge team upon hardware setup. If you ever have any issue with your iPad, feel free to reach out to support.apple.com. As a quick overview on our tech tour, we're going to be talking about how setting up your iPad settings can really enhance your experience with NCR Silver. We'll go over your sleep mode, where your screen goes to sleep, and how you can make it easier to access your iPad with your password and security. Where to use your Wi-Fi connected? How can you tell what network you're on? Your Bluetooth, where we're going to check your connection there, and it's usually used when you're connecting your receipt printer or a Bluetooth scanner. For your general settings, you can take a look at your operating system version, your date and time to make sure you're on the correct time zone and the date, and your app restrictions. For your battery, though you can plug in your iPad to continue taking sales, if you see any applications dragging on the battery life, it's just a good thing to know. And finally, your iTunes and App Store will allow you to look at what applications you have downloaded and if they are dragging on your memory. Let's go ahead and jump into the iPad. From your iPad screen, you can locate your settings icon. That is the little gray icon with the gear images. When I click on settings, the first thing I'll notice is that I can see my Apple ID username. When I click onto my Apple ID username, this is where you can set up your password and security area, as well as view your iCloud or iTunes store. If you have multiple devices registered to this particular Apple ID, you can see those as well. Continuing on the left side panel, we have your Wi-Fi. With your Wi-Fi, this is the network that you're connected to. And if you're on the wrong one, you can choose a different network from your list and connect to it there. If you ever feel that you are connected to your Wi-Fi but don't know how the connectivity is working for you, you can always back out of your settings, locate your browser, in this case I'm using Google Chrome, and try to go to a website like CNN.com. If CNN does not load, then at least you know for certain that while you are connected to the internet, your connection is not good. For today, I'm doing pretty good. So I'm going to go back to my settings. The next area to look at is your Bluetooth. With Bluetooth, remember this is where you're showing your connectivity to either a Bluetooth scanner, your Bluetooth receipt printer, etc. Your Bluetooth must be on, and you'll see your devices below. If it's not connected and you try clicking on it again, and the device is close by, it will jumpstart the connection process. If your device is out of range, like mine is, you should get an error sign that says unable to connect. You can also forget the device, and if the device is close by, you can reconnect to it per your connection steps. Moving on, let's talk about your general area. Within the general area of your settings, this is where you can check your operating system. So you would go into About, you would use the version, which is your operating system. You can also see your model. And this is where you can also change your device name. If you ever need to update your operating system, you'll click Software Update. Your iPad will check for updates, and if it suggests one, you can either update now or we highly suggest after business hours. For your restrictions, you can enable restrictions to limit other applications that your staff may want to access while using the point-of-sale system. To do this, you just hit Enable Restrictions and turn off those that you do not wish your staff to allow. This can help in limiting their access usage in different applications, as well as dragging on your internet. This is also where you can set up your date and time. You can either use the 24-hour time zone, detect your time zone automatically, or manually select it. If you ever need to change your language, from example, English to Spanish or Español, you can change here in the language and region. Your iTunes Wi-Fi sync can be done, and we do not suggest you clicking reset unless you ever need to reset the iPad altogether. For display and brightness, this is where we talk about a sleep mode. Your brightness can be adjusted, and your auto lock is where your sleep mode kicks into place. So if you're in the middle of bringing up transactions or you had to go back and it was already in sleep mode, you'd have to continually type in your password to access the iPad. So if you set your auto lock to never, this helps to limit that issue. If you feel like being a little creative, feel free to change out your wallpaper. For your battery, this is where you can see your battery percentage and see what is using the most out of your batteries. And you can change your passcode by clicking on the Touch ID and Passcode area. For your iTunes and App Store, we can see your Apple ID. If you need to change your Apple ID, just click on the Apple ID, sign out, and then log in with the correct account information. You can also limit your automatic downloads by turning off those features. Well, that's it for the iPad settings. Remember, this was just a quick tour to show you around where your iPad settings are and what the functionalities are for each. You may be asked to access that area while on a call with the concierge team or with the customer care team. If you have any issue with your iPad, remember you can reach out to Apple support at support.apple.com. Thank you.